This just in, The Equalizer 3 has hit the theaters and we are here to review it. Hello, my name is Spencer, and this is A Gentleman's Briefly, our shorter form episodes on the LMG Podcast Network for the things that we don't usually talk about on the normal feed. While I think that this is worthy of being discussed on the normal feed, some people have not yet seen this film, and it needs to be talked about. So, today, I have with me a friend that you may have heard before.
Yo, what's happening? Yeah, I think you should have heard me by now. I think
Yeah.
so.
September, honestly, Larry, September is Larry month because they will hear your voice all month. Um, honestly. So yeah, it's gonna be good. So anyway, as I said before, we are here to discuss The Equalizer 3. As is normally the formula, I am going to read a synopsis in my own words, and then Larry and we're just going to talk about it. Okay. So, we open in Sicily, where a man walks through a winery where several nameless henchmen violently lost their lives. In the basement waiting for him is none other than Robert McCall. Being held at gunpoint, Robert kills everyone in the room, and he recovers some money that was stolen in a cyber heist. While leaving, Robert gets shot in the back by a child, and Robert tries to kill himself due to his injury, but he heads out and he is found unconscious by a young man named Gio. He takes Robert to Dr. Enzo, who fixes him up and houses him while he heals. There are a lot of stairs in Italy, so Robert has to, walk with a cane during the healing process, and that's a little bit challenging, but he makes it through. Robert starts to really like it in Italy, and he thinks this might be where he wants to, spend his life and settle down. He meets a waitress named Amina that takes interest in him because that's what happens when you're Denzel. Uh, Robert calls the CIA and gets a hold of Emma. He lets her know about the drug trafficking behind the business as usual that is taking place in Sicily. The CIA arrives in Sicily and they go to the winery where they find millions of dollars and lots of drugs. Emma is able to locate Robert and tries to sneak a picture of him, and he immediately calls her out. They talk, and he pretty much tells her nothing about himself. Robert then comes across some gang activity. He overhears the Camorra strong arming a local market for payment. Robert isn't all the way healed yet, so he can't do a whole lot. He just takes in the information for future reference. The Camorra then sets fire to the fish market to make an example out of that man. Gio investigates the situation and calls it into the police. The Camorra immediately kidnap his family and beat his ass as a warning. When Gio and his family are having dinner, the Camorra shows up and they try to get him to do some work for them. Then they notice that Robert is in the restaurant and he is not minding his own business like everyone else. Robert asks very nicely for them to take their operation somewhere else, but of course they refuse. So Robert decides to bitch the main guy before killing him and all of his nameless henchmen. He happened to be the little brother of the main villain, Vincent. Emma goes to visit the police chief and, begins interrogations. After telling Vincent about her, Vincent threatens the chief of police and tells him that he better find out uh, who did this before cutting his hand off. Vincent then attempts to kill Emma with a car bomb, but luckily Robert calls her on the phone and distracts her long enough for her not to be within lethal range once the explosion happens. Vincent then goes to the city center and is prepared to publicly execute Gio if Robert does not reveal himself. Robert does come out, but before the Camorra can kill him, the whole town jumps on Instagram Live, which causes the Camorra to flee. Vincent promises to kill Robert after a good night's rest, so Robert ensures that they do not make it to the morning. He goes to Vincent's estate and picks off his nameless henchmen one by one before finally getting to Vincent. He forces Vincent to consume the drugs that he's been bringing in, causing him to overdose. Robert then has Emma give a man money to replenish his stolen pension fund. Emma gets a promotion for her work on the case, and it is discovered that she is the daughter of Susan, Robert's friend who died in the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. Now that Robert has driven out the Kimura, he and the locals celebrate their favorite team winning a soccer match. Credits. So, Larry, what'd you think of the movie?
Hey man, I like the movie. I like you, I pulled you and me and Shantae, we watched Equalizer 1. That was what, Saturday. We watched 2 last night. And I forgot a lot about 2. Forgot what 2 was about.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Pedro Pascal's in this? Oh, must be a good guy. Must be somebody. Nope. Pedro
Nope.
was the bad guy in that.
Pedro was the all along.
All along. And Pedro, they got 2 of those guys got really effed up in that stuff. That one dude, he just sliced and diced, baby, sliced and diced.
Slice and dice.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed this one as well.
Okay. I also enjoyed it. He used more guns in this movie than we've seen him use before. So you just watched the first one and the second one, and in those, he really doesn't use guns much. But in this one, he was pulling the trigger.
He was pulling the trigger. He had to do a stealth mission, and that silencer was put to use.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was popping people off, and I love that. And that's one thing. So a lot of people, generally speaking, will compare Robert to John Wick, and they compare the Equalizer movies to the John Wick movies because they kind of line up in release, like they came out around the same time. And I feel like they're very different in how they do stuff, because while Robert could definitely do like one-on-one interaction, clearing a room and everybody's aware of him like John Wick does, he prefers to, keep it stealthy and not do a lot of direct like confrontation. Like he does more assassin, and John Wick does more mercenary, it feels like. Or John Wick does more hitman, and Robert keeps it more assassin. What I forgot, but then later remembered, is that these movies are based on a TV show that was called The Equalizer from the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But when they made the Queen Latifah Equalizer, they were basing that as a reboot from the 80s, not off the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So and like thinking about it now, it makes sense, because the stuff that Denzel does is a much looser version of the TV show. Like I think that the Queen Latifah version is a lot closer to the old TV show. But yeah. Anyway, I think it's great regardless. But yeah, so I like that they put in the through line with the daughter, with Dakota being Susan's daughter.
Hey, well, now let's go real deep. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen Dakota Fanning. And when I first saw her and she was on there, I was like, that woman looks real familiar, because I didn't know she was in a movie. And I was like, she looks real familiar. And I was like, she gives me Amanda Seyfried. No, is it Amanda? Is that who was on Ted 2?
Yeah, that was
Amanda. Her. Okay, so she was giving me that, but it was like those. It was something. It was like that vibe. Like we're used to Amanda being young. I'm used to seeing Dakota young all the time. So this might be like my first time seeing her as an adult, and it was a good callback. Denzel probably was in there. He was like, "I'll bring Dakota." Because I'm about to bring, not only we gonna tie it in with the, hey, you the daughter. I'm gonna tie it in as I protected you when you was a little girl,
Oh
and
yeah.
now I'm gonna protect you as an adult too. Why me? Because you're special.
Yeah. You'll find out why. Don't worry. Yeah, and I knew it was Dakota because I was kind of in the same boat. Like I'm used to her being a child, but her sister Elle, I've only seen as an adult. Or at least from she was Sleeping Beauty, and that was the first time I saw her. And then since then, like she's just been an adult. And so they look alike. And so
Oh,
I knew pretty immediately it was Dakota.
Maleficent. She Elle
Yeah.
was in Maleficent. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know her from The Great. I mean, I know her from Maleficent as well, but
Uh,
yeah, like recently I've seen her in The Great,
okay.
which is a Netflix show. But yeah, I've only seen her as an adult, and yeah, she and Dakota look enough alike where I was like, that's exactly who
Okay.
that is.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
So there are a few things that we get from the Equalizer. One of the things that I really appreciate is that, in most man with a particular set of skills revenge movies, like there's not a lot of acting that has to happen, right? Like it's mostly about the action. But Denzel's a little different. And one of the things that I noticed when I was rewatching the movies is you can look at Denzel, or rather Robert McCall, and you can look at him and tell when he's turned off like the mercy switch. Like there, I don't know, it's very subtle, but like if you look at his face, you can tell when it's game time and when it's not. So whenever he's, just a nice, gentle older man who's, talking to people and just, existing in the world, like he's normal. But then whenever like he puts his motherfucking game face on, like you can see it. And that's acting. It's brilliant. And if you like, now that I've said that, like I want you to look for it whenever you watch any of these movies. Like just look at his face. There was because there and in this movie I noticed it. There was a guy he killed and he looked at him the whole time. He looked in his eyes.
Yeah, the Vincent's brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, he stared Vincent's brother all
yeah.
the way down.
I want to be the last thing
and
you see.
it reminds me of a Scarface lyric off of a French Montana album, and he was talking about killing somebody with a knife, and he was like, um, he wants to smell. He said, "I want to smell your last breath, and I want you to look at me so you know what death looked like." So
Yeah,
it's me. Yeah,
because John Wick does the same thing in the first John Wick movie. There's somebody he kills and he looks at him the whole way. He looks
whole
at
way.
him until the lights go out.
Yeah.
And yeah, Denzel did that same thing here. But one thing that this movie also lets us know is that even a man with a particular set of skills is still just a man.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Robert has a soft spot for the kids. Robert loved the kids. And that's like he let his guard down in front of that kid. And unfortunately, that's a situation where he will say, I'm never going to do that shit again. So I hope that he can retire and be done because I know that next time, like if he comes across a kid again and the kid is affiliated with some bad people, he's not gonna let his guard down again.
I'm not for sure who that kid was. If that kid was old boy's grandson or some type of family.
I assume it was either the son or grandson of the guy
But
that he killed at the winery.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Spencer. You probably like this too. If some my grandpa or whoever, my family walk in and he ain't walking out, and then you walk out with a gun, I'm probably gonna try to shoot you too. You
Yeah,
gonna have to kill me.
the kid did. Yeah, like I'm not
You
mad at the kid.
you gonna have to kill me because yeah, I don't know you. You killed a person who I love,
Yeah,
even though they might have been doing wrong or whatever. I'm a kid. I don't know that.
yeah. Like yeah. All I know, yes, that's what I know. I watched him walk in there. I watched you walk out, cleaning yourself off with blood and shit, and I I probably have an idea of what kind of line of work granddad's in. So yeah, there's a gun in the car, and I don't feel safe. So yeah, if I think you did it, I'm responding the same way. Because yeah, we don't know how much that kid knows or how involved he is or like any of that. So regardless, yeah, I'm not mad at the kid at all.
With all that being said, if I was Denzel, I would have killed the kid. I would have killed the kid due to the fact that I watched too many movies. Kill Bill is a perfect example. You know, come and uh, come and find me when you're older.
Yeah.
And I
I
think, yeah,
I thought of Colombiana.
yeah, come and find me when you're older. No, you're not gonna find me when you're older.
Nope, you're not.
You bet bye. You're not gonna get
Yeah.
older.
Night night.
Ooh, ooh, don't know what older's gonna be like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah, my thought is like you could hold on to that and then you could come after me, and the problem is it could be a situation where because I killed somebody that you care about, you are now going to come after the people. Like my mind is doing all that. So no, that sorry kid, you're a loose end.
yeah.
And we don't do that here.
Gots go.
Yeah. But
To go. I hate
Robert,
it.
yeah, Robert got a soft spot for the kids. And yes, the boy is probably innocent, but if the boy hadn't shot him, then okay. But no, you shot him. So
You know, and I thought that he might have missed when it first happened. I
yeah,
thought he missed because he started shooting everywhere else. Boom, bam, boom. I was like, okay, well, somebody shot and missed, and he's doing that. And you turn around, the boy had it, and then I still was like, okay, maybe he shot and missed. Then he went over there and kind of sat down, or he touched his back, and then he was wearing dark clothing, so it was really hard to tell. They were loose. So it
yeah.
was really hard to tell. But he had some blood on his hands. But I remember, okay, he just killed old grandpa again, and he went to go sit back down in that chair, and he cleaned off his ring again, which means he cleaned his hands again, so they were blood free. And now I got some blood on it. And then, whenever Geo found him and things, I was just like, my boy is hurting.
Because I knew that he got shot whenever he tried to kill himself.
Oh, is that what you took that as? Did you take that
Yeah.
as?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I took that as him trying, like him saying, I am injured. I'm not going to be able to get very far. Let me go ahead and finish myself off. That's what I took that to mean.
I just took that as, I see a lot of people do that. And it's not really, it's just like yeah, they were just kind of
No, he pulled the
right
trigger.
there. Oh, he just didn't have any ammo left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he would have had ammo, the movie would have ended right then.
Okay.
But yeah, like he said, click, and it's like, God damn it.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't do that, McCall.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you didn't do that.
So yeah,
There was a couple next to me in the theater, and them niggas was knocked out. It was funny. It was knocked out.
I was in a theater full of black people, so there was little chatter the entire time. It was I
said a lot of shits in this movie. Yeah, I'm looking let's talk. The first shit I said was when he was sitting down in the chair and he told old boy, unless you want to get to that part, unless you want to get to the we want to wait and we want to skip to it. Okay. So when he's sitting down in the chair at the beginning and he tells him, like, I feel sorry for the dude to my left because his family gonna miss him because old buddy on my right is too close and he's gonna shoot him. And then that's what happened. In 9 seconds, he starts shooting him, but he took that damn gun and shoved it in the dude to the right's eye.
Through the eye.
And then he killed everybody else in there. And then the boss man like shot the dude. And after he didn't use that as a body bag and stuff, Robert started to pull that trigger through that dude's eye hole and killed the boss.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh gosh. Not only is it shoved in here, he didn't blew the back of his head to kill you.
Yep. I said this when it happened, I was like, oh, ooh.
Ooh.
God damn. Yeah, like I reacted the same way. Like I was like, he blew a hole through the back of that dude's head, through his eye, to then hit the other guy. That is yeah, that's they upped it as far as like how he killed people. I knew they were going to get creative because they always do. Because he does it with his hands.
Mm-hmm. What? Oh, you want to talk about hate? boy, when he got to the mansion and he killed that first dude outside, he hit him with 2 stabs, and I felt the hate in his heart with it.
Yeah. And it's so fun because I hoped he was gonna neck him, but he didn't. But I play Sniper Elite, and that's one of the stealth kills. It's like a stab, stab.
Oh yeah,
And so yeah, anytime I do that, I just
go to sleep.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get some more space on my Xbox so I can actually download Sniper Elite and finally play it with you. I just don't have any more space for anything because
it's like that sometimes. But yeah, so we're jumping around, but it doesn't matter. So one of the things that I heard, and I didn't know how I felt about it, was whenever Dakota Fanning said, "You don't look like you sound." Because in my head, the way that hit my ear was, I did
I didn't think he
not
was gonna
know
be
you
black.
would be black. Yeah, that's because I have dealt with that.
Yeah.
For a long time. And
yeah,
whenever she said that, I was like, that means she didn't know you were black. That's what
that's
that
what it
means.
was.
Okay.
What it was. But he responded real witty. You did.
Yeah, you did.
But I already knew who you were. So
yeah. You sounded exactly like I thought you would.
yeah.
But yeah, one thing that I like about this is Robert did not play over, like, he didn't wait. Because everybody was like, we'll get him tomorrow. They didn't make it to tomorrow.
He said, nah. He said, I'll be here.
Yeah, he said
we'll be here tomorrow.
They were like, we're gonna get a good night. They're gonna get a good night of rest,
and then
tomorrow we'll be nice and fresh to deal with this problem. And Robert said, "Nah, you got me tonight."
Yeah, it might be sooner than you think it's gonna be.
Yeah, because
he was talking shit. Well, he was talking shit back to Vincent in there. He did not give a damn.
No, he didn't. Because he tried. He said, "I am really starting to like this place, and I just need you to take your business somewhere else."
What you're not going to do is mess up my peace.
That's what you're not going to do.
So if you want some peace, you better go somewhere else, whatever, because I'm peaceful here. I like it.
Yep.
That was my other shit. That was shit number 2 moment, by the way, is whenever baby brother told old boy to go start the van, and he started the van, and he had just slapped his henchman or whatever, and he got nailed. I didn't see it coming, but I was like, God,
yeah,
shit.
The dude got pinned.
He got, it hurt. Instant. Death instant. Yeah. He wasn't ready for it.
Yep. And that's what happens. But yeah, if you look at Denzel's face when he's in that mode, like, you can see that there's a difference in when he's in that mode and when he's not.
Absolutely.
And again, that's acting.
Yeah. The way he was talking to Amina, which I'm glad he got him a little I don't know if she was black or what.
Based on, yeah, we'll say yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, okay, I'll see you. She gonna go and cook you a meal.
Oh yeah.
Get you some coffee.
Because one of the things that I noticed was in the first movie, there was Denzel, and then there was one of the like employees at the store, but like those were the only black people.
Mm-hmm.
So the second movie had a bunch of black people in it. Because there was a whole scene with the kid of the movie and him going and with the bad people, and then Robert go in there and he was talking shit to them. He was like, "Who are you? I'm your daddy. Your mama just never told you. Get up."
Yep, that's exactly what he said.
Yep.
And they did not come after him, boy.
Yeah, they knew better. Because yeah, like they were downstairs for a very long time. And any of the white people that we've seen, they would have absolutely tried to go after him. All the black people were like, we're just gonna have to let him go.
We're gonna have to let him go
because we do not want those problems.
Anybody who just come up here like that, yeah, they must be something.
Yeah, because he came in with 2 hands, like, Miles, get up. We're leaving.
I like Robert. I really do. Robert, he asked, uh, Enzo asked the question. He said, the doctor for the people,
Mm-hmm.
he said, did I just save a good man or did I save a bad man? He said, I don't know. He said, whenever I asked you that for the first time, you told me, I don't know. And that was the right answer. And it let me know that you must be a good man because when you are a good man, you don't know because you think about things. I'm not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect, and I know what I do is not the best thing, uh, but it will help you out. And I
Yep.
do it for a reason. It made me think of King David from the Bible because King David was he had his flaws like everybody does, but King David was a good guy outside of the Bathsheba incident for real. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he definitely was like, he looked across the way and was like, she fine. She need to be mine. But Saya, she's got a husband. Oh, all right. That's fine.
that's fire.
Send him to the front line.
Send him to the front line. We're fire the front line now. So yeah, it just I like that concept. I cried in this movie, y'all. I did at the end of it because I was trying to remember. And do you remember who? I don't remember. Tire Wire. What was his last name?
Whose
Brick
name?
Brick Builder, Bricklayer.
Oh.
You don't remember either. But anyway, that guy. Do you remember him from the lift in the second one? Because that's when he was doing lift.
Yeah, vaguely. I remember that guy, but yeah.
Okay. All right. And now just that brought it back to that one too. These all right. I remember I was doing lift and this guy was kind of sad because he had lost his stuff. That's why I went after old boy. Here goes your pension back. That touched my heart, boy, because I would be devastated
Yeah.
if I didn't work all these years for you to tell me that I didn't lost everything and now I gotta like relocate because we can't pay for I'm not working anymore. We can't do it.
Yep.
So she brought that bag of money and the wife started crying first. And I knew that the man took a little while, but I knew he was gonna get him
Oh
because
yeah.
here goes your pension. Here
Yeah,
goes
like here
all the money
yeah,
that you
here's
didn't
your
put in for all
life
them years.
back.
Yeah,
Like
here it
I've
goes.
here's your retirement back. Like that. And that's the thing. That's what the Equalizer is. It's and we saw this in the first movie and we see it in Queen Latifah's show as well, but it's like if you need help and you can't call nobody else, like you need assistance that like the law can't handle, then this is who you call. And yeah, it's vigilante justice, but he's doing it for the right reasons or whatever.
And I love the people of that town. And it just makes me think that I really America is just so whack sometimes.
Well, and I think that that's the case now because whenever I talk to my parents, like the
That's
neighborhood
true.
was that way.
That's true. That's
Like
true.
in the
Yes, and me.
neighborhood, yeah, people took care of each other. People,
Yeah.
made like, yeah, like there was a lot of unity in the neighborhood back then. But yeah, it seems like because of greed and selfishness, that has gone away entirely.
Yeah. I talked, it was me, your sister, your daddy, and your uncle, and your wife. After you left, we were talking about that stuff, and your wife told me that you guys made brownies for certain someone, and she was like, "Yep, we should have just kept those here because we could have ate them because I'm pretty sure I know what happened to them." And that just made me that upset me that you even got that vibe because I'm like, why would you act like that? Because my neighbors are, I do work for my hood, so people in my hood they know who I am, and I'm happy to see them. For a matter of fact, there's a daycare lady, and I'll go and pick up one of the boys sometimes and bring him back home. I don't know the daycare lady like that, but she just knows me from picking up the child. And I saw that I knew who she was, but not in that way. I knew that her brother had lawn service, and I asked, I said, "Is your brother still doing your lawn?" And she said, "No, that was like a one-time thing." She's like, "I cut it." I was like, "Oh, you cut this yard?" I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I saw that she had just a couple of spots that she didn't have a weed eater and an edger. And I told her, It's like in the middle of the week, and I told her, I said, well, don't worry. I said, I'll come through and I'll take care of this. So, I came through and I edged up and everything like that and weed eated and took care of this one spot. She said she let that strip because she had messed up her blade. And today it was Labor Day, but I wasn't for sure if the boy was going to be there or not. So I went over there and she was just really thanking me. And she said, that was real. That was real kind and sweet of you to do. I said, girl, I told you I was coming. I said, what you think I wasn't gonna? I told you, and if I tell you that I'm gonna do that, trust me, Larry gonna come through. But it's just that we need to. We for all the listeners out there, we really need to bring back the unity, especially in the Black community, y'all. We don't need to be so reserved. Get out there. That is my personal opinion, of course. The village concept was a concept that was the best because if you see somebody out there and their kid ain't doing right or whatever, you're an adult, you know it. You say something, you protect them. You're not saying anything to be mean. You're saying that to get you out, so you don't be an idiot when you grow up and start doing this older and say, "Hey, that's wrong." You know? Yeah. So.
And it's good in theory. The problem is everybody can't be trusted. Everybody's not, doing things for the right reason. Everybody's not giving good life lessons and advice. Because I know that there are a lot of people that I was able to learn a lot from, but there are also some people that, tried to lead me in the wrong direction. And I think that happens regardless, but
Yeah.
I I love the village concept, but I am still a firm believer of pick your village carefully.
True, absolutely. Yeah, you got to do that and stuff, And I'm glad that you and your wife, y'all tried. Y'all tried to go and meet your neighbors and say this and that and blah blah blah. Now it's a little easier where I am. I've a lot of years here, but yeah, you know, if I raise a kid here in this neighborhood, you say your last name if you ever need help. You knock on one of these doors and with that last name carried around, they'd be like, "No, I got you.
Yeah.
we gonna get you back safely."
Okay. Okay. So yes, there was a strong sense of family and community in this area, and that was refreshing to see because oftentimes we will see a Black person in a not Black area not treated well.
Yeah.
And the fact that, they just saw a nice man in the area and then just started treating him like family because they saw that he was a good dude. Like I really like that.
I did.
So yeah, that was one of the really good points of the movie. Um, Larry, what would you say this movie is on a scale of 1 to 10 for you?
Man, with that ending and the way that really brought that to a I'm more generous than you guys are on the podcast, but that brought that to a 9 to me, man, because that was he didn't know the guy. It was one time thing he remembered, and I got you your life back. So that brought that. Like I said, it made me cry.
I
So
also shut down an international drug ring, but also I got you your pension back.
yeah, yeah, that was the main thing I was doing this for. He's like, well, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, like whoops.
Yeah, that puts it at a 9 for me for sure.
Okay. And where does this give me an order for the three movies? Like,
All right. Order for 3 movies. You know, equal man. Let me. I'm trying to rate it as the message he was trying to bring in. The message in number one was he was trying to get the bigger home his coworker. He was trying to get him to believe in himself and say, "Hey, you can do this. Let's push you and get you that security job right there." I believe in you, but I'm trying to get you to believe in yourself as well. Um, Second movie, he used the kid and said, "Hey, if you have this dream, get out of this street life and go and do your dream and don't worry about that stuff. Because once again, I believe you can do it. You just need somebody to believe in you as well. Well, you believe you can do it. Probably he believed that he could do it. He just didn't have anybody on his side that said, "Hey, go do that."
He
It can put the stuff.
yeah, like he wasn't in a place where he thought that was a reality for him.
Yeah, yeah. And then on this one, it was just like you said, we're talking about a whole community, and he was helping Enzo, and just everybody was so tight knit, so you helped everybody. And um, so with that, I would, and then then I'm rating that on top of the action and the kills on it as well. So
Of course.
I guess I'm gonna go. I might go three as one as two, and two as three.
Okay.
What about you?
Um, I would give this movie an 8.5.
Okay.
I had a very good time with it. I the first one is probably my favorite. This third one is second, and then this
Second
number
one, third.
two is yeah.
Okay.
So because I think I like the first movie more than this one, but I like this movie more than the second movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, as far as like the message and the people he was trying to help, in the first movie, he was trying to help a young man get the confidence, believe in himself, help him to achieve his dreams. And he was able to, get a young woman out of the life.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah. I forgot about Chloe
Yeah.
Grace.
And that's the thing. He also like he shut it down from he said the head of the snake. Like he went to Russia and made the guy electrocute himself. Like
Mm-hmm.
I the I forgot that he did that. Like I knew that he I knew he handled the guy that showed up in his town,
Mm-hmm.
Quinn, but I forgot that he actually went to Russia
I did
to
forget too.
cut it off at the head, and I was like, wow, all right. And in the second one, yeah, like that was very realistic. Like there are a lot of people who I'm sure either ended up in a bad situation because they didn't have somebody like that, or they had somebody like that got them out of it, or something like that. So we know that he was in a situation of like, how am I going to bring money home, put food on the table, and all of that. And Robert was like, if you're gonna be about this life, do it right now. Right now. Let me be your first one. Let me get you in with these bad people. If you're gonna do it now. But he was able to get him out, and then that kid saw how real it can get, and so yeah, he's gonna need some therapy because he definitely
Mm-hmm.
got kidnapped and
Mm. He
almost
got
got
shot too.
shot through a trunk. Yeah, or he
No,
did
he
get
got
shot.
shot. He did
He
get
got
shot.
shot.
Yeah.
He didn't die, but yeah, he got shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then in this movie, he helped his friend's daughter get a promotion, which is great. Love that. Um, but then, he saved an entire town from a cartel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the sense of family, the fact that, again, even though that happened to him, he still got a soft spot for the kids.
Still got it.
So
Still got it. So for
I'm
those
and yeah, like he helped a man like be able to live out the rest of his life, because if it weren't for what Robert did, then he would have had a miserable, like he and his wife would have had a miserable um golden years or whatever they call them.
yeah.
Like they wouldn't, they either would not have been able to retire, or their retirement would have been just awful.
Mm-hmm.
So Robert was able to give them a life that he had earned but was stolen from him. And that's what the Equalizer does. The Equalizer just comes in, if you're having some troubles, if you're having a bad time, and he makes things better, helps you fix it if you can't do it yourself. If the powers are bigger than you, he will, even that shit out. Hence the name Equalizer. So anyway, I like this movie. I thought it was great. Robert McCall is my second favorite man with a particular set of skills. At the end of the day, John Wick is my first, but John Wick.
Who's your third?
I think my third is um you know, I go back and forth a little bit, but I think that my fourth is Jack Reacher. I
Okay.
mean my third. I think my third is Jack Reacher.
Tom Cruise Jack Reacher, or are we talking about the
No,
show Jack Reacher?
the show Jack Reacher.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Big Hawk Jack Reacher.
Hawk. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to watch it still.
It's good. You should. I recommend it. But yeah, he's yeah.
And then
That's,
your fourth, third other straddle is who?
um I mean, there are some that are cool, but like those I think that's a hard top three. Like
Okay.
yeah, like James Bond is fine. Ethan is fine. The dude from Nobody's fine. I do like Kill Bill. She might be fourth.
I just didn't know if the particular set of skills himself was in the top three.
Yeah, sorry. It's been done better. And yes, he is the base for it, but it's been done better. It's the same way how like Jerry West is the NBA logo, but we don't talk about Jerry West in any lists.
No, not in the list. Just talk
about
at
this point. Like there was a time when,
show. Yeah.
But yeah, like now. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Liam Neeson's Taken character, and it's to the point where everything I see him in is Taken ... So there was a movie where he was like, I think it may have been called The Gray or something. I called that movie
the wolf movie. Yeah,
Taken with Wolves. That's the name of that movie.
The wolves took him.
Yeah. So everything he's in after Taken is just Taken again. Just like everything Jason Statham is in is Transporter.
It is. And I look, a Denzel Washington movie is always going to be good. I've never watched a Denzel Washington movie and I was disappointed in it. I never. Number one, like his old time. I remember the little skit with him and Jamie Foxx doing the stuff. Get your hands off me.
It's so good. Get your hands. He motherfucking hands off me. It's so
Denzel couldn't stop. He's like, yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Get your fucking hands off me. It's so good.
But
I will say the scene whenever everybody started the Instagram live, it made me think of Training Day. Just because in Training Day we see Denzel surrounded by the neighborhood in an altercation with somebody. And Denzel, of course, was on the other side of things in this one. But just some of the shots reminded me of Training Day, just because it was at night and they had like a sky view at one point where you could see everything. And I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys, I'm doing it. Watch Equalizer 1 through 3. Definitely a good series. Didn't think they was gonna make a 3. Now it makes me wonder, is a 4 ever gonna come out?
I don't think so. Like I think Queen Latifah is just gonna continue it, but I don't want another one. Like this movie ended.
It was a good point for you. You're saying,
yeah. Robert has peace. Robert is good. I want Robert to retire and be good. Like as I know that another Equalizer movie would be good and all that, but I think that we can use those resources elsewhere. We can have a different man with a particular set of skills who, we can use that story for, just change some stuff up. But I want this to be a trilogy, and it's done because it was nicely wrapped up. There was nothing I'm left wondering about. Like we're good. The daughter got the promotion. Robert has a home where he can live out the rest of his life. He's got, a nice lady friend that's there with him. The man was able to get his pension back. Like, the drugs and the cartel and the mafia, the Camorra, they're gone. Like, we're good.
One question. First movie he was bald. Second movie he had hair. Third movie he was bald. That second movie, was that Denzel or was that a wig?
I think that was Denzel, and I think that they forgot, because in the first movie, well, this is one of the things that I noticed. In the first movie, we see that his hair is white, and he's like shaving it at like the beginning of the movie. But in this movie, his hair is jet black.
And the second one is jet black.
I'm sorry, in the second one, yeah. And I'm like, so did they forget that he had white hair and then chose baldness? And because why is his hair? No, it doesn't make sense. What are we doing?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, huh.
So I think they just forgot.
Okay.
But
has it always been the same director?
I think so. I think it's the same dude for all three.
Yeah. Good job. Good job keeping everything in the family with all that stuff. That's good. That's good.
Well, all right. Anything else on the movie?
Nah, man. No, it was a good movie. Message was nice. That's it for me.
Cool. All right.
Same. Go support it. So
yes, go watch it. Buy it when it's on Blu-ray. Order it on digital, whatever. However you do that.
You went to T-Town, didn't you?
No, I went to Flicks.
Went to Flicks. What trailers you get? You remember?
No, I don't. I got what? God, there was No, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, pretend like I know what trailers happened. No, I don't know.
I think I got a Red Band trailer or something. I got the Marvels, and
I didn't get the Marvels, and I'm glad I didn't get the Marvels.
Yeah, I might have got something else, but yeah, I'm with you. I was just seeing if you remember. That's crazy because I just watched it today. So
well, that's fine. But all right. This has been a Gentleman's Briefly, and I believe the outage is just we out.